Huh. So, I get to choose my character. Is it trams? Mr. Conductor. His name will be Bob. We're gonna be beginners.
Embarking on a new career is always exciting. Today you're joining the list of people who work on the railways, keeping the world's people and cargo running smoothly. There's a lot to learn, but you'll be taking it step by step.
Oh, shut up.
Let's start by looking around.
If you still think you can
Find
stop
each of
us,
the
don't
markers and
forget,
look at them.
I'm invincible. I had a little dildo.
Before you get to the trains, take a quick tour of the facility here and learn the basics of moving around on foot.
Okay. Hey.
Your current objective is shown in the top left of the screen.
How do I zoom out? Oh.
You've just been awarded some action points. These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen and count towards your overall experience level for the game.
Let me inside.
This is one of the many route tasks you can discover. Keep an eye out for other tasks that will ask you to place, collect, or fix a variety of things.
It's the train. Yeah. What? Oh, I don't wanna. I just want to ride the trains. Excuse me.
Walk over to the waiting area.
I'd take a seat right here.
You can pause at any point to review objectives and a lot of other information about what's happening at the moment. Try it now and then return to the game after you've had a look round.
Okay. Gameplay. Around. Pause menu. Stand up. Head to the trains. Oh, would you look at that? Got a little detail.
Fortnite.
Then if we go over this way, we has...
Now that you've covered some of the basics of moving around and interacting with the environment, let's take a walk through the building and find the trains.
I already found them. I found the trains already. I'm already out of the seat. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I already found the fucking trains. Let me be.
This is Central Square. From here you can explore the main training center depot and surrounding yards. Your journey operating trains is just getting started here at the training center.
Why won't you let me move?
Remember, you can...
Look at these trains, dude. Oh shit, you can go inside the things. Ah! Ah! Can we go inside the boiler? Damn. Ah, there's actually no physics for that. Shit. Man.
Always come back here from the main menu to refresh your knowledge if you're unsure about anything.
No, I want it. I wanted to drive the trains. Let me drive. Oh, Basically, the reason why I got this game is because
In this
of
training module,
Thomas
you'll
is
learn about
having
the
an 80th
on-screen overlay
anniversary,
known
and
as the
they're
heads-up
gonna add
display,
him
or
into
HUD.
this game.
You'll see it when you're in control of a train. You can configure a range of parameters for the HUD that affect how it looks in the game settings. In this tutorial, you're going to take a look at the two main types of HUD and make a first choice of which one you prefer.
Okay.
Get started by climbing up the ladder in...
Oh, ow! Down, please.
Welcome to the most important seat in the train. Before you can start learning how to make the train move, you're going to need to understand what the HUD is telling you. There are three types of HUD. The one you're seeing now is the normal HUD. You'll learn that first, and then take a look at the minimal HUD next. There is also a simple HUD, which is essentially a cut-down version of the normal HUD. The HUD is a guide to show you what the train is doing, how you're doing, and what your next objectives are. You can tune what's shown here using the game settings. The main part of the normal HUD is the speed display in the bottom right. Your current speed is indicated by a white bar that will appear on the outside of the speedometer, and there is a red mark that indicates the maximum permitted
Who's your
speed.
daddy? Oh, who's your daddy?
This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate the forward,
Hi,
reverse,
Brandon.
and neutral directions.
Hi,
A cross,
Godspeed.
or X, means the
Hi,
reverser is
Brandon.
currently either
And
not
up and
inserted
down.
or in the off position.
AOWS.
This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power
Where's the
or throttle
store?
control is in. If the display is white, it refers to power. If the display is yellow, it means powered braking or dynamic braking. If the display is red, then the throttle is currently locked out and you will need to take steps to release the lock before power can be applied. You can learn about troubleshooting elsewhere in Training Center. These are the brake indicators. The exact ones shown will vary by train
My
and will
God.
often be visible in the train itself on the various gauges. These gauges tell you what is happening in the braking system. The most important one is the BC, or brake cylinder. In most trains, when this reads 0, that means the brakes are released. Anything else, and the brakes are applied. In the top right is the track monitor.
Fortnite.
This shows you the line ahead and allows you to see all the signals and speed limit changes that you're approaching. By default, the track monitor shows the signals with their actual red, yellow or green aspect. But when you get more confident, you can hide this information via an option in the game settings.
If you still think you can stop us, don't forget,
As you
I'm...
accelerate, the track
Title
monitor will
card.
extend its look-ahead distance so you can see much further
Actually,
ahead
that
at
scene
higher
didn't have a
speeds.
title card.
This is all done automatically. Now that you're familiar with the normal HUD, it's time to take
Oh, they
a
added
look at
bikes
the
to
minimal
this
HUD.
game?
You can change this via the
There's already bikes, but there isn't one like this.
Oh, okay. Reverse, gear up, gear down.
Batu bus. Sucking dick. Sucking
game
dick.
settings, but for this tutorial the game will change it automatically. You can see that most of the HUD is now gone. You are left with basic information in the top left corner.
Can I change this to American, please? Where the fuck?
have 5 kills. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I need some cough drops.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, be right up.
I'm about to kiss you.
Alright.
I'm honestly cooking this game, dude.
Uh-huh.
Watch my search screen.
No.
Nigga. You're gay.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
The Minimal HUD immerses you in the experience of driving the train. Use the train's real gauges as much as possible. In the top left corner, you will see the information about your next objective and some limited information about what the train's doing, such as your current speed, the speed limit, and the gradient.
What is that?
Use the game settings to add and remove information from the Minimal HUD. With less information, you'll find driving more challenging, but also more immersive and rewarding. Experienced players might prefer the Minimal HUD, especially when driving from the cab view.
Man, I lost my
The
sniping
normal
skills.
HUD is ideal for
Crazy.
newcomers or anyone who wants to drive from an external camera. You
What
can
the fuck
switch
was
HUDs
that?
in game settings.
Oh.
Do you want to start with the normal HUD or minimal HUD?
Normal.
That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Bro, I need to put this shit in American, please.
What American?
Oh, this isn't European. It has kilometers per hour. I need miles per hour. I don't understand kilometers. What the fuck is
What the fuck's a kilometer?
What the fuck is a kilometer?
In this training module, you're going to learn how to make a train move and then bring it to a stop.
Oh shit.
If you still think you can
For
stop
this
us,
exercise,
don't
you'll be
forget,
using a British
I'm
Class 323
invincible.
electric
Nah, I'm gonna
motor
turn you down a
unit.
bit so I can actually
It's
hear
a
'em.
great train to get started
Fuck
with,
you.
as the controls
Well,
are
I'm
quite
trying to make
You
sure-
need to
straightforward.
turn me down.
This module
Yeah,
will
I'm gonna
get
turn
you
you down.
used to the feel of the train and its controls. While many trains have different controls and are operated in different ways,
Fortnite.
there are basically always 3 controls that are common and
Llama.
are required to move the train. The reverser chooses the direction you're going to move in. It often has 4 positions: off, forward,
No, that llama
neutral,
was
and
shit.
reverse. The brakes are used to slow or stop the train. There are potentially multiple braking systems you can find in different trains, and you can read more about that in other sections of the training center. For now, the Class 323 has a very simple braking system. The throttle controls how fast the train accelerates. In this train, the throttle and brakes are controlled by a combined power and brake handle. Moving the handle in one direction will apply power. The middle position is neutral and does nothing, and then the other range applies the brakes. You will find in some other trains that the throttle and brakes are on separate handles. Before you go any further, set the headlights for daytime running and ensure the tail lights are off.
My name is Optimus Prime. They sent his message to Big Booty
That's the
Latinos.
headlight markers that they had.
What?
Turn this off.
We want to move the train forwards, so set the reverser to the forwards position. Now pull the... In the bottom right and in the center of the speedometer gauge, you can see a little ball. This is the accelerometer and will move up or down to indicate whether you're speeding up or slowing down. Now that you've reached your target speed, you can move the throttle control back to the center position. The train will then coast on level ground and only slow down very gradually.
Where's the circle?
Okay.
That was a miss, bro.
When it comes to stopping trains, the specifics of each train can be quite different. However, the basic process is fundamentally the same. Bring this train to a complete stop by moving the power brake handle into the braking range.
So do people just stay in cars this season or what, dude?
The amount of braking you will need to apply also varies depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill and how heavy your train is. Knowing
Hey.
the right amount to apply will come with practice and experience.
Suck a dick.
Stopping a
Suck a
train is one of the
dick.
biggest challenges of controlling it, particularly stopping it in the right place. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Okay. Starting to understand. Starting to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Just learning how to drive a train, Godspeed. Get off my ass. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In this
Bang.
training module, you'll be learning basic passenger operations in this Class 323 electric multiple unit.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Okay.
And I
This
send
part
this
of the training
message
center
to
is the
Big
Metro
Booty
Loop.
Latino.
It is used primarily for driver training for passenger trains that are generally shorter or might stop more frequently in normal operating practice. It consists of 2 platforms. In this module, we'll be doing a complete circuit and practicing stopping at both stations. When you're ready, open the door
I'm gonna
and climb
stay at the
aboard the
edge.
train.
Okay.
Take a seat in the driver's position. Always remember to close the driver's door once you get... To unlock the control desk, insert the master key and activate it. Turn the coach lighting on so that passengers aren't
Exploded.
boarding a dark train.
Oh, okay.
To allow passengers to board the train, you will need to open the correct doors. In order to use the buttons in the cab, you must first insert and then turn the door key to the on position. As the platform is on your left, press the open doors left button.
This guy just being a bitch like
The weather has turned quite bad, so you'll need to turn the wipers on.
Wipers. Yes, not bad.
The cab light is currently on. Make sure to turn it off. It's useful to find your way around in the cab, but can make it hard to see out of the window, so you should always turn it off before you start moving.
5
Okay.
people left.
Headlights in the UK are used to allow others to see the train rather than being of great use to the driver seeing out. Set the headlights for daytime running and ensure the tail lights are off. While the passenger doors are open and the loading objective completes, you'll notice the bar in the top left slowly rising. Once it reaches the top, the objective will complete and it will be time to close the doors.
Run, Invincible.
There's no one on the there's no one. No, they're telling me I gotta pick up passengers, but there's like legit no one. I'm not picking up anyone.
Fuck! I got sniped, dude.
Now the passengers have boarded the train, close and lock the doors using the close left doors button.
Yep.
Set the reverser to forward. Apply some power to get moving. You're approaching the next station. Use the power brake handle to apply power so that you come to a gentle stop at the indicated marker on the platform.
Yes!
This platform is on the right, so you'll need to use the open right doors button to unlock and open the doors this time. Once it...
Shut up, baby. I know what I'm doing.
Use the doors close right button to close and lock the doors. Drive the train to the next platform without any further guidance and see how you get on.
Decrease brake, increase brake, map, schedule, clipboard, increase auto, decrease auto, seat, hold contract signals, steam shift, operation shift, Zoom. Hey! Fuck!
That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Godspeed, you're gay.
That features
Shut up,
in
Nick.
the novel. It's the one that features in the Lost.
In this training module, you'll be learning about the various camera controls and how to get the best views.
Okay.
You can drive from in the cab or an exterior camera. Exterior views are particularly useful for coupling and uncoupling. Currently, you're in the cab of this Class 323 EMU with the same view a real driver would have. Before experimenting with camera views, set the train up correctly as if ready for departure. will now explore the camera controls. When using a controller, you simply use the same control again to toggle
Excuse
back
me.
into the cab. Do that now. Now that you're used to interior and exterior, switch back to the exterior view again to learn more about it. From the exterior, you can move the camera around. Use the controls indicated to move and turn the camera. Spend a minute just practicing moving and turning the camera. You can zoom in and out using the indicated control. Try it now. While in an external camera, you can also interact with some elements such as junctions. You'll be learning about junctions properly in a different training module, but for now, fly over to the indicated junction and change it by interacting with it using the controls indicated. There's a lot more to learn about cameras, including numerous other camera modes. You can find out more in other areas of the training center. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Tip. Dick. Oh shit.
In this module, you combine everything you learned from the moving a train, passenger operations, and camera controls modules, but from outside the train. Now you'll have the freedom to enjoy external cameras while driving the train. Before you go any further, get the lighting all set up correctly.
Alright. Coach lights on. Headlights to daytime. Turn these bad boys off. Perfect weather. Coach lighting should be on.
In most trains, you'll find functions such as the master key are If you
Reverse
find a
and
train where
forward.
the master key does not set automatically on the controller, pop back into the cab to do it and then switch back to the exterior view again. Just as with other modules, you're currently sitting in a Class 323 multiple unit. You must now switch to the exterior camera. If you need a reminder on how to do this, head over to the camera controls module first and have a quick refresher. Aside from the magnificent views, exterior camera views can make it easier to complete tasks such as coupling, checking your lights, and changing junctions. Only a small number of the most common functions are usable for an exterior camera. If you find you need to do something that isn't available, simply switch to the internal camera to do it, and then switch back. Finally, use the indicated control.
Hey. How was that?
Now that you've moved down the track, it's time to bring the train to a stop. Use the controls indicated to adjust. Try restarting this tutorial and running it a few times until you're comfortable with driving from the outside, including moving the camera around. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center. In this training module, you'll be learning how to shut down a cab and change ends of the train so that you can drive in the other direction. You'll bring this unit back to central square sidings. You'll need to change ends a couple of times. Don't worry about how the train is going to get there though, all the paths are going to be set for you. You just need to change ends and then drive when you're given instruction to do so. Get started by setting this cab up for operation. The first move brings the train forwards to the junction around the corner from here, and you'll be stopping once the rear of the train has cleared it. Apply some power and drive forward a bit so that we can prove that this cab is working and the train moves as expected. That's far enough. Bring the... Now that the train has stopped, you need to shut this cab down. Turn off the headlights and ensure the tail lights are on. This cab is now shut down. Walk over to the other end of the train, ensuring to close any doors behind you.
Excuse me. Bruh. I moved the camera over there, not the actual person. Shit.
Sit in the driver's seat. Follow the steps indicated to activate this cab, repeating the procedure that you did when you set up the previous cab. Now that the cab is active, wait for the yard controller to give us permission to proceed forward once they've checked and blocked all the junctions for us. You're good to go. Follow the steps indicated to deactivate this cab. Now that the cab is active, wait for the yard controller to give us permission to proceed forward once they've checked and locked all the junctions for us. You're good to go. Apply some power. Before you finish, take a moment to review. When changing cabs on almost any train, there are some common things to double check before you depart the cab you're finished with. What position have you left the throttle and brake controls in? What position is the reverser in? Are the headlights and taillights set up correctly for what will become the rear of the train? Are all doors closed? Once you get used to each train you operate, you'll quickly begin to remember what each one needs and get used to the elements that are common between different trains.
Fortnite.
That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Fortnite. Godspeed.
Faggot.
What? Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know human too?
In this training module, you'll be learning about the live 2D map and how it can help you understand where you are, where your objective is, and how you can change the path of the train to get to the right place. Under normal circumstances, the driver has little, if anything, to do with where a train is going. It's all handled centrally by a signaling center or dispatcher. Within yards and depots, however, you will find that these are often managed by the crew of the train directly. That means you. You can tell whether a junction is manual or automatic by looking at it. If it has no big lever, then it's automatic and you can't influence it. If it does, then interacting with that lever will change the junction. For this module, you'll take this class 323 from the siding here next to the main loops and set all the junctions yourself to direct the train to the switch lines, and then change ends and repeat the process to bring the train into the depot.
Okay.
Your destination has been set over in the switch lines on the far west of the training center. Use the map to follow the path from the train to the destination and change all the junctions you need to get there. If you make a mistake and go the wrong way, you can go back and try to correct it. If you're not ready for that, just restart the module and try again.
My name is Cleveland Brown and I think you got it.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. And that one has to be.
How do you dodge that dude? Touch you.
No, not you. I'm talking about this.
Mhm. I'm gonna come.
You've made it to the first destination. Go ahead and change ends in the train and you can try one more time for practice.
What an interesting little game.
Once again, use the map to adjust the junctions between your train and the destination. Where the black lines on the 2D map aren't aligned with the blue path, change the junction. When you're ready, get moving. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Ugh, shit. Godspeed. Happy. Happy. Happy.
In this training module, you're going to learn to drive a diesel-electric locomotive and how the controls differ from a multiple unit. This is a BR Class 66 diesel-electric locomotive, typically used for freight operations in the United Kingdom. In some trains, it is first necessary to insert the reverser handle. We need to do that on this one. We want to move the train forwards, so move the reverser in that direction. The train brake on the Class 66 uses a sprung lever.
Dude,
Holding
I
it
keep
one way
messing
will
up
gradually release
Mary.
the brakes until you release the lever. Holding it the other will gradually apply the brakes. You need to keep an eye on the two brake gauges in front of you. The larger one in the middle is the brake pipe. The outside needle shows the target pressure and the inside needle shows the actual pressure. When you apply or release the brakes, the outer needle moves and the onboard control systems will begin to adjust the brakes to match your setting. You can make a change to the brakes and focus on the road ahead while the system works to match the pressure you've set. The second gauge of note is the brake cylinder gauge, which is the second from the left. This tells you exactly what is happening with the brakes on the two sets of wheels on the locomotive. If the needles are raised to a V shape, that means they are fully applied. When the needles are both pointing directly down, the brakes on the locomotive will be fully released. You can learn more about braking systems elsewhere in the training center. But for now, you just need to remember that you are directly controlling the outer needle on the brake pipe gauge and that the end result is shown on the brake cylinder gauge. Keep the brake control in release until you can see the brake pipe control needle is reading 5 bar, pointing upwards. This will release the brakes fully.
Thanks for telling me. I never fucking noticed.
Watch the brake cylinder gauge to see it gradually reduce to 0.0. Needles pointing downwards, which tells you that the brakes are now fully released on the locomotive and you can move the train. It's important to note that the brake cylinder gauge is only telling you what's happening on your locomotive. If you have wagons attached, they could take a little longer to release, so if the train doesn't move immediately, don't worry. Apply some throttle to get the train moving. As you apply power, notice the ammeter rising, the gauge on the right-hand side with the colored sections. This is the amount of power being fed into the traction motors. Try to keep it in the green section, only briefly in the yellow, and avoid the red section to avoid damaging your traction motors. Now that you've reached your target speed, you can move the throttle control back to 0. The train will then coast on level ground and the train will only slow down very gradually.
are you doing, Godspeed?
Fucking what?
Stop at location. Switch line track 5. Oops. It's for real estate, Godspeed. Okay. I see what they want us to do now. Ugh.
Oh.
Shit, how do I turn this thing back on? Ah, shit. I think I fucked up. I think I did. Alright. Close the door. Close this door. Are you okay, Godspeed? Start back up. The engine won't start back up. Shit. Godspeed.
Brandon.
I think I fucked up.
What?
I turned off my engine and now it won't turn back on. I accidentally turned it off and now it won't turn back on. Like I'm hitting the engine startup and it ain't doing anything. I broke it! Damn it! Oh, fuck. I got to
What
redo it.
bus?
Uh, is there a way for me to actually, like, open the engine? Like in real life? Because I know in real life there is a way to open it up. I fucked up, dude. I fucked up. Oh yeah, let me get some fresh air in the fucking engine that's not working. Bro, let me... Is there a way for me to actually turn it back on? Hang on. Oh, I'm just... in some trains, it is necessary to insert the reverser handle. We need to do on this one. Reverser, insert reverser. Insert the reverser. Okay, the reverser's in there. Okay. Move out of the way. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to redo this. Like, the button's right there. What does that do? Oh, nothing. No, just... How long do I have to hold this bitch for? Because I'm holding down the power button. It ain't doing nothing. Parking brake off. Brake overcharge. Parking brake off. Uh... Yeah, I just think I'm stuck. Because I can't get out. Insert the reverser, so the reverser...
My black son.
Oh. Is there a way I can turn on the engine? Exit seat, leap forward, reverse, navigation, color scheme. I hear lightning, or I hear thunder, not lightning.
Lightning before the
Good
thunder.
job.
Thunder.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Yes, I'd like to go to the main menu. I would like to drive a crane. Right, it broke.